Well, hello again, and welcome to Roland's Reviews. So glad to be with you today on this fantastic Saturday. I got a lot of things done that I needed to do, and I hope that you did as well. As you fill up the chat room, please, please, please do me one small favor. I would ask that you would please hit that like button. I promise it will not cost you anything, totally free. All right. All right. You guys are filling it up quickly today, and I love it. I will do the roll call momentarily. Don't forget, folks, to share this stream out on your various forms of social media. And hey, let's bring more people into the conversation. We have been talking about these issues, and the race baiters are angry. What else is new? The race hustlers are still losing the battle. Thank goodness. All right. Tell me what your thoughts are on this. If you remember, I've already we did a video on remember Pastor Jamal Bryant, and he wanted to start with Target and all of they wanted to start with Target and then of course go to several other places of business that roll back their DEI uh, policies. And so, hey, how you doing? We're doing the roll call right now. How are you doing? Caesar, blessings to you as well. All right. Bach Mari, hello, and how are you? Okay. Caesar is here. Prosperity, music therapy. Hello, hello, hello. Mr. Chubbs, thank you for your service, sir. Hello. Tina, of course, is here. Hi, how are you? Dorian is here. Baldwin Birds, of course. How you doing? Venus and Callista. All right. Let's send them some hearts in the comment section. Okay, the new subscriber that I met today. And good news, she is going to come on the show. She's going to be a guest. I cannot wait. I am excited. How you doing, Laurie? And thank you so much. Yeah, hit the like button, folks. Share this out on your various forms of social media. And let's look at this title so we can get started. Race hustlers are shocked after Target DEI boycott backfires on Black businesses. If you remember, I've already done a video. We talked about this. And Jamal Bryant and some of the other race hustlers were talking about, oh my God, Walmart and Target and what John Deere and Harley Davis, all of these people who were rolling back their DEI, and they're telling people, hey, don't shop with those people anymore. Well, I was at Walmart, I think last Sunday. I had to pick up some medication and talked to the pharmacist and some of the people that work there. And I said, I want you to stay gainfully employed. I will not be boycotting Walmart. They are the largest employers, depending on where you live. And we definitely do not want to put all of those people out of work. And here on this channel, we said that DEI stands for didn't earn it, did not earn it. All right. So merit-based, promotions and hirings, that's what we're talking about. McDonald's was stupid too. I'm still eating at the Golden. Yeah. So again, the very people that they claim they are trying to help, if we stop supporting these businesses, those are the people that will be hurting the most. And so no one's listening to the race hustlers. They're just trying to keep their checks coming in. How you doing, Florida? Glad that you're here, love. And so I'm going to play a video for you. Prosperity says, I have shopped Target. And now I don't shop at Target, but Target is so out of the way. I mean, I have to drive almost 20 miles out of the way. Targets are not on every corner like Walmart. So I go to Target, every blue moon, but it's just so out of the way. So, um, oh, okay, Prosperity. All right. So here we go. I'm gonna play this, and the real gospel chops. How you doing, Chicago Hood? You know what he's going to say. He's gonna lay it on them, and then I'm gonna play one of the primary race hustlers. Who's gonna be complaining? Look at what they're doing, and so they didn't get the intended results. If you remember when I did the first video on this subject matter, they had people, remember, there was a black minister. He went into a Target. I mean, he took hundreds of items to the cash register. And the cashier, of course, rung everything up, and it was thousands of dollars. Then he turns to her and says, well, I would pay for this, but since you got rid of DEI, I'm not going to. So then he walks out and leaves all of that there for people who had nothing to do with the decisions that were made. So again, what kind of man of God is that? Sounds like the devil to me. How are you doing, Conspiracy Queen? All right, so let me get the gospel chops going. He's going to lay it on. Oh, I love this guy. He lays it out. So what they expected to happen did not happen, and they actually wound up hurting. So Target actually let go of several. They dropped several black vendors. And so again, the people that you say you're trying to help, all you're doing is hurting these people. So let's see what the gospel chops has to say. And he never holds back. Hit that like button for me, please. Here we go.
Creator of Gospel Chops and your host for this YouTube channel. Before we get into this next video, I'd like to make a special announcement. In April 2025, I will be launching a new Patreon. That's right. We can do things over there that we can't do on them folks' platforms. So if you've been a supporter here, you've been a subscriber here, we can have public conversations. I want to be more available to the people who really rock out with me. To that end, not only will I put exclusive videos over there that won't be available on YouTube, but we'll also have exclusive live streams, y'all. That's right. I'm going to go live more often in the Patreon. Y'all go sign up. Ain't no charge for nothing right now. I'm just collecting information and emails and getting everything set up for April 2025. Y'all meet me on Patreon. And now let's get to the video.
Blacks contribute an overwhelming amount of funds to Target. And so Target becomes one of the better choices for us. That does not mean there will not be others added, but it means that Target is a good place for us to start and send the message. It's important we send the message.
I'll pause this, folks, so you can see. And all of these, let me show you. I'm trying to get it back there so you can see all that he mentioned.
Becomes one of the better choices for us. That does not mean there will not be others added, but it means that Target is a good place for us to start and send the message.
Okay. So, and I paused that. I mentioned all of these. I think I forgot to mention Meta, Amazon.com, and then Ford, Tractor Supply. Prosperity said, Sister Rowland. Okay. Yes, ma'am. Okay. So if you look here, I wanted to pause this so you could see. These are just some of the companies who are walking back DEI efforts. And so the plan was they were going to start with Target. They tried it with Walmart, but again, people are not listening. People are like, okay, we're pretty much ignoring you. So I think you've had time to see that. Now this is Reginald Jackson from the African Methodist Episcopal Church, Bishop Reginald Jackson. So here we go.
It's important we send the message.
A few moments later.
People keep asking my opinion about Target as a Black vendor who used to sell at Target. Don't go there. They dropped us. They dropped us along with a bunch of other Black vendors without a lot of notice. We have 20,000 units in our warehouse now that we're trying to sell on our website, www.likeycards.com. There are tons of other creators of color who had contracts that were dropped. So yeah, support people, small businesses via their websites, not Target.
What's up, y'all? Gerald here, creator of Gospel Chops and your host for this YouTube channel, back with another video. Now, y'all, today we got to talk about the blackity blacks for just a moment, if we can. Because we have a situation here where once again, the blackity blacks have stepped out there in the marketplace and shot themselves in the foot, following behind prophets for profits, pulpit pimps who have led them astray like the Pied Piper once again. Told these people that you need to fast for 40 days. No, not push your plate aside and fall on your knees, fall on your face before God. No, not that. Not put something aside and give something up for 40 days for Lent. No, not that. But we're going to fast for 40 days from spending your money at Target. I know, it sounds ridiculous, doesn't it? But so many people fall for the foolishness, especially when it gets to trending artificially on these interwebs. Well, y'all, now you have the blowback from the situation. Because people who advocate for certain things don't have a full understanding of what they're advocating for.
And those of you who were not here when we did the video on Pastor Jamal Bryant and all of his shenanigans, he was the one who really headed up this, we're going to have a 40-day fast against Target. So how about these black vendors who were dropped? You need to go see Pastor Bryant. Oh, that's right. He has his own issues, right? So stop following these people, right? They caused you to lose your contract. Truth bomb. Music therapy. They're going to work at every angle. Yeah, the poverty pimps and the race hustlers. Can anyone call out the protest? What protest was worth it by these? Nothing. None of it. Their message was received. Right, Tina? When they slap the skin, they think it's almost a guarantee. It's a guarantee for them. Exactly. Chicago hood. The problem is most people can't do basic math and have no economics knowledge. Another truth bomb. Dorian, I don't fight for bragging rights. I prove myself because that's how I roll. Okay, perfect. That's not biblical, only fasting for godly reasons. Exactly. But why would you listen to that crook Jamal anyway? We did a whole video on him and his lifestyle as a minister. Those of you who want me to drop the link, I will. He is no man of God that anyone should be following, but he has a whole flock full of people. He's the same one. Remember, folks, those of you who are new here, when Skamala, the Curry Queen, was running for president, he had her. She went down there. Of course, you know, they go to the black churches because they grease the black minister's hand with cash. He gets everyone, all of the church members, primarily women, on board. She went down there to his church. How you doing, Brenda? And there was a woman who just asked one simple question. What about the unaliving of babies? Honey, they whisked that woman out of there so quickly because Queen Kamala was walking through and they were all oohing and eyeing, and she can't stand you. What the heck? People, wake up. Here we go.
People who listen to that advocacy don't have an understanding of who they're listening to.
That's right.
And now you got black vendors who are getting dropped right and left by Target. And they're telling other people, don't spend your money there because they dropped me. Well, not only do these preachers not have the influence that they imagine they have, but these vendors don't have the influence that they imagine that they have. Not only that, you don't have the sales you think you have, because had you had them, you wouldn't have been dropped.
A lot of these big retail companies and organizations understand the price of everything and the value of nothing. Let me explain what I mean by that. First question that we keep getting, are the black vendors who are at Target actually selling? This is a fair question. Obviously, this is a for-profit business and the bottom line matters, but it's a gross oversimplification. Black and Latina women are some of the biggest consumers of home and beauty products. What we also know about that demographic is where they're spending their money matters. This is why a lot of these organizations pretend like they care about DEI inclusivity, because they know it matters to women of color, and we shop where it matters. So when they removed a lot of these Black-owned products from the stores and then had the audacity to tell us they were rolling back, although a lot of us vendors had already seen it happening, they thought that they were going to have the same Black and Latina and allies women coming to Target on Saturday mornings to get their coffee and do their shopping. No, we're not doing that anymore. What they don't understand is that their commitment to diversity was driving people to the stores, and all of the other white-owned brands that were there were benefiting from us being on the shelves. Not to mention, a lot of this is pay to play. When Target told us that they were going to push some of the Black vendors for Black History Month, I didn't know that they meant we had to pay $10,000 or $25,000 to be featured. They were not clear about that. And to the small businesses who don't have the money to compete in that way, we're simply never going to have the sales as the big companies who are spending hundreds of thousands of dollars for placements on the website. To be clear, we were never looking for a handout. We just expected you to do what you said you were going to do and keep your commitments. Had you told us up front that you were not committed to diversity and inclusivity, number one, a lot of us would not have been shopping in your stores. Number two, I can't speak for other vendors, but I know for a fact I would not have put my entire savings into trying to make my products perfect for your shelves. I understand there are a lot of companies who have people who have masters in finance and economics, but they don't understand our community. They've never taken an African American studies class, and it shows.
You see, y'all, this is not a blackity-black issue at all.
Nope.
Which makes it all the more shameful that Black folks will get out there and pull on your heartstrings and try to rally the community and say, well, we all need to come together for this cause. We're going to show Target. Oh, they're going to learn today. Because Black folks spend $12 million every single day at Target. The Black community spends $12 million a day at Target. Well, you might listen to that and say, whoa, I didn't know that. That's a lot of money, $12 million a day? Well, let's put it in perspective, shall we? Target makes, nationally, around $300 million every day.
Wow.
So what does that mean for the blackity-black dollar? Well, it don't mean that you're insignificant. Don't mean that you're unimportant.
Tell me what your thoughts are in the comment section, folks. That's okay, Brenda. We're glad you're here, love. Yeah, the replays, the videos are still here. I don't take them down. Does anyone test any of these products that goes for big and small? That's right, Prosperity. Good point. Dorian, this whole boycott has not benefited Black generational wealth. No. And they're listening to these people, these unscrupulous people who don't give a care about them or their Black-owned business. They're just trying to gain more notoriety. They're the race hustlers. That's it. Waveland, now here in Chicago. Okay, I'm not sure what you were saying, Waveland. What the bleep is in the Target to spend that kind of money? I don't know, Prosperity. I don't know. Again, I really don't shop at Target because I have to go way out of the way, and I'm not doing gas. It's not come down that much. No, I'm not driving out of the way like that when there's a Walmart on every corner. I think they're also perpetrating the victimhood too with these boycotts, and they are music therapy. It's always about the victimhood. And you feel bad for the vendors, but look at the race hustlers who started this issue. Are they going to reimburse these Black vendors who were dropped by Target? Traveling Mom, how are you? Target also pays less than Walmart around here. They make that much and can't pay the people. Wow, Traveling Mom. Okay. How you doing, Rachel? Glad you're here, love. Everyone chime in, hit that like button, chime in on your thoughts about this, about Target dropping all of these Black vendors. And of course, we know what precipitated that. So tell me what your thoughts are, folks. Yeah, music therapy, you feel bad. And look at the people who started the problem. Oh my goodness. Wow.
But what it does mean is that you're unnecessary. And you would not drive this business into the ground if you took all 12 million of your daily dollars and spent them somewhere else. You know where else Black folks spend a lot of money? at the church.
Yeah. Okay, you heard that, didn't you? Okay, yeah. A lot of money is spent at the and a lot of these churches are crooked as well. Okay, let me read what Venus said. Venus says, how do we protect generational wealth? Remove property tax on paid off properties owned and inherited. Yes, Venus and Callista. Yes, yes, yes. Oh my God. You're new to the channel. I am on board 100%. Yes. Oh, wow. All right, here we go.
But at least when you go to Target, you understand it is a transaction. It is quid pro quo. Something in exchange for something else. One hand washes the other. What you getting when you spend all that money at church? Where these preachers wear these fancy robes that they didn't get from Target. Where these preachers wear these expensive shoes that they didn't get from Target. Where these preachers wear these expensive eyeglasses that they didn't get from Target. But they want to tell you what to do with your money.
That's right.
Oh, they want to tell you to fast, something that is unbiblical. Tell you to fast from Target. I'm gonna need you to come with some Bible to back that up, sir. Because when you get to invoking all these blackety-black maxims, it makes you sound like a charlatan. Especially when those narratives aren't Bible-based. But where they are based, Democrat politics.
Oh.
Y'all know we had to go there. Why we got to go there? Because all the blackety blacks are still stuck on that plantation and they're advocating for the plantation. No, they're not advocating against Target. They're advocating for Democrats.
Did everyone hear that? If I need to rewind that, I will. Did everyone hear what he just said? That is the basis for all of this nonsense, for all of these shenanigans. They're not advocating for these black vendors. They're advocating on behalf of the Democratic Party. That's what this is all about. Oh, music. I will rewind that. Yes, I will. Okay, I want to make sure everyone hears that nicely and clearly. Let me go back. I need for you to hear that.
They're advocating for the plantation. No, they're not advocating.
Let me go back. I want you to hear it from the beginning. Everyone listen to this. You asked me to rewind. Here it goes.
And they're advocating for the plantation. No, they're not advocating against Target. They're advocating for Democrats.
You about to hear that? That's the bottom line, folks. Who do you think has these people? These are Democratic operatives. Yes. Al the Rat Sharp Tone. Yes. Music therapy. Did you hear it that time? Yes, he's speaking. Oh, this guy speaks 100% truth. He calls it as it is. He does not pull punches. No, he does not. Traveling mom. Jamal Bryant doesn't do his shopping. He's too busy. Right? Traveling mom. He needs to go pay his child support on all of those children that he has with all those different women from the church. That's what he needs to work on. Out here talking about a 40-day fast from Target. Here we go.
And you got the vendor out here saying, well, they tricked me because we did everything we could to make our product marketable through that venue. And the venue said, oh, they're going to charge us for certain shelf space. Listen, make me think you ain't never ran a business.
Yep.
Because shelf space has always been sold. End caps have always been sold. Don't you dare try to get a point of purchase display next to the register. How many of y'all go to the store for one thing and then you get up next to the register and you're standing waiting in line and you say, oh, I think I'll buy that candy.
Yep.
I think I'll buy that magazine.
Yep.
I think I'll buy that beef jerky right next to the checkout. It's there for a reason. And somebody paid a premium to have it there. So don't, as a vendor,
that's right,
try to say here now that you couldn't afford shelf space in Target. It's part of doing business.
That's right.
Those are marketing dollars. You could have wrote it off. Just admit the truth that you can't afford to do business in that venue. And at this place in time in 2025, I don't even see why you would go that route when everyone can just set up a website.
See what I'm saying, folks? Instead of the victimhood mentality, right? And before he even, said that, that was in my mind. What are most people doing now? They set up a website. They're selling it straight from their website. Don't depend on Target or any other major retailer. Sell it straight from your website. Tell me what your thoughts are, folks.
Put a buy button with a PayPal or a Zelle or a Venmo or whatever y'all using these days.
Yep.
And sell your product directly to the consumer. Cut out the middleman.
That's right.
And listen, Target already told the blackity blacks what they thought about your black dollar. Oh, you wasn't paying attention? You wasn't listening? Anytime a big box store like a Target says we're going to board up this building, we're going to fire all these employees and we getting up out of here, they telling you what they think about your dollar.
And like we said, folks, the people that they claim they're trying to help, you get black people to stop purchasing products at their store, particularly in some of these, impoverished communities where that's a major employer, they're just going to shut down. So now you're going to put all these people that you say you care about out of business. That makes a lot of sense to me. Kalista, defending truth. I am so tired of people calling themselves pastor, apostle, bishop, or the like without any evidence of the Holy Spirit or the living God. Yes, Kalista. Yes, you hit the nail on the head. Kalista, I will drop the link to the video I did on Jamal Bryant, the idiot that these people were listening to, right? And with his lifestyle, okay, you don't know about him, but you will once you watch my video. Yes, Fridge Reaver, how are you doing, love? Here we go. Yeah, hit the like button for me, please, folks. Thank you. Here we go.
No, the juice ain't worth the squeeze, because every time a decent black person walk off in here and spend some money, 10 of y'all run off in here and steal stuff. It's still a net loss with the blackity blacks. You ain't trying to make it racial. Everybody steal. But I'm talking to you, Oakland.
He's talking about these high crime areas where, we talked about that as well. Some of these really impoverished high crime areas where places like Walmart, CVS, Target, other businesses shut down because they can't make a profit because people are stealing. And, they make excuses for that as well. And they're like, oh, they're racist. They're closing down. It's the only store we had. Well, ma'am, sir, this is not racism. This is basic economics. They're not making any money. And see, like I said, this got gospel chops. He calls it as it is. I love it.
Talking to you, San Francisco. Talking to you, Los Angeles.
Yep.
Target has shuttered stores regardless of your blackity black dollar. Are you not paying attention?
Mm-hmm.
There's...
Okay, tell me what you think, folks, as I get rid of this commercial. Tell me what you think. Trenton Makes. I was in Walmart today. Me too. Yes. Brother Sean West, how you show the clip when the gang members ran Jamal out of Baltimore. Yeah, I need to find that. Here we go. And those of you who are new here, I dropped this link that I'm dropping. Make sure you check that video out and hit that link. It tells you all about Jamal Bryant. So yeah, he is something. He really is. But he has a church full of people, and I don't know how he's going to lead them to heaven, because God knows with his lifestyle. Just watch the video when you get time. Like I said, I did a whole video on that crook. Where are we? Walmart, a big player. They will not cave. It's getting tight. Folks will always shop at Walmart. Yes, Waverland. We listen to these idiots, these bootlicks, these gatekeepers. We're going to put the people that Walmart is a major employer of Black Americans. So we're supposed to listen to these Democratic shills and put all these Black Americans out of work. Okay, that makes a lot of sense. Eddie Long's old brother Sean West. That's all you need to say. Eddie Long's old church. So, and we know, if you don't know about him, Google him. You'll see what he did before he died and what he was caught with and what he did. Yes. Here we go.
Opportunity, even when someone, or in this case, some company, tries to take opportunity away. Earlier this week.
Now you listen to, if you're familiar with what's his name? Dr. Rashad Ritchie. That's who you hear talking in the background now. So he, he's race hustling too here on YouTube. So, okay, here you go.
TikTok user Kiara Imani took to the platform to urge her followers to not shop at Target after the retail giant dropped its contract with Like You Cards, a conversation starter card game for parents, kids, and friends. She said Like You Cards was among several Black vendors that Target pulled from its shelves. So reports of Target dropping several Black vendors comes after the retailer said on the 24th of January that it would end DEI initiatives this year, including a program to support Black-owned businesses that it adopted following the 2020 murder of George Floyd by a police officer in Minneapolis. Target joined Walmart, Amazon.com, and several other prominent companies to scale back such initiatives, which have been attacked by many conservatives, including the current president, Donald Trump. So while some Black entrepreneurs, like Tabitha Brown, have urged customers to keep shopping from small and minority business vendors at Target, many others are directing shoppers to boycott Target over its attack on DEI. There are several ongoing Target boycotts, including a 40-day fast started by my dear friend and guest of this program a few days ago, Dr. Jamal Bryant. Last week, we spoke to Pastor Bryant about the boycott. Here it is. Target.
Now, those of you that don't know, this is the moron who said we're going to do a 40-day fast against Target so that Black people don't go to Target, don't buy anything. We're boycotting them. Kalista, he said Target is taking opportunity away. This is completely incorrect. They gave opportunity. The business that didn't see were dropped. They were apparently only being kept because of DEI at a loss. Okay, Kalista makes a valid point. Okay, Kalista, you're absolutely right. And it's not racist if a company is not making business. It's basic economics. If they're losing money, and it just so, if you're white owned or Black owned, they're in business to make money. How you doing, Chris? So what does race have to do with that? Very valid point, Kalista. Very valid. Fridge, one of the merits in our forms of society is that we can learn across our own limits. Caucasian, Afro-American, Asian, we learn from more than one way to do or estimate things where the abuse is done. Okay, good point. Dorian, yeah, and they were telling Black Americans to boycott McDonald's because they got rid of their DEI. And I told you guys, if you're of a certain age, I'm a Generation Xer. And I can remember even when I was in high school, I wouldn't tell any Black Americans to boycott McDonald's. McDonald's has always had scholarship opportunities, management opportunities for minorities. They've done a lot. So you're trying to hurt the very people that you claim you're trying to help. Listen to this idiot.
Is first and not only. They are first and not last. This generation, regrettably, doesn't have any wins. They only have settlements.
Did you hear what he said, folks? So this tells you what this is about. He said this generation, see, you have to listen you have to be able to dissect everything that they're saying. This generation doesn't have any wins. They only have settlements. What's he talking about? The civil rights generation. They had actual wins and we had legislation. Well, they did because that was their generation. This generation, and he's talking about, of course, George Floyd's and then all of the situations where police officers kill black males. He's talking about the lawsuits that their families were awarded as a result of their deaths. How you doing, Lisa? Generation X rules. Yes. Thank you, Chicago Hood. And so again, I dissect everything that they say. That's what he is referencing. Okay. And I'm sure all of you know that as well. Representing Fayetteville, North Carolina. Okay, that's right. Drop the city and state you're from. Thank you, Kalista. Here we go.
So I didn't want to go after all of them. I wanted one at a time. Because Target is publicly traded, some demographic information is made available to us. Rashad, I am appalled that Black people spend $12 million a day at Target.
Wow.
12 million a day. I don't know any Black consumer space that is amassing that much capital a day. Secondly, for those of you who don't know, Target is headquartered in Minneapolis, place where George Floyd was publicly lynched and killed.
Again, trying to what? Stir people's emotions, talking about what happened to George Floyd. Bachmar, and that's the same way that Jesse Jackson makes his money, the same without Jackson lawsuits threatening this and that. Yeah, exactly. And Waveland says he better repent. God will not let him lead. Yeah, he has thousands of people in that church. Ken said maybe if their kids were not so stupid. I don't know whose kid. Okay. All right, let's listen to this guy.
And they by themselves made a commitment to invest $2 billion into Black business. It is supposed to be met by December of 2025.
Hit the like button for me, please, folks. We have over 60 people in here and only 48 people have hit the like button. Hit that little thumb, please. It is greatly appreciated. Me too, Brenda. Yeah. And Brenda, I'm glad I lived in New York and Pennsylvania, so I got to meet people from all walks of life. Trenton makes, yes, Trenton made Jamal Boycott Gavin Newsom, who vetoed reparations in California. Well, you know, he's only going to boycott. He's only doing what his Democratic taskmasters have told him to do. All right, here we go.
And co-president Musk went on an attack against DEI, and they withdrew that commitment when the commitment was not built under DEI or affirmative action. So to dishonor the family of George Floyd and the community is unconscionable. Thirdly, Rashad, it's unnerving that Target has branches at 27 college campuses, and not one of them is a HBCU.
Okay, Kalista, there are 10,000 reasons to boycott Gavin Newsom. Yes. What did we say? Okay, I thought I missed a comment there. I think I'm caught up. So you heard what he said, folks. So they're so awful, but you're also complaining that they're not on any HBCU campuses. Well, if they were on HBCU campuses and you're telling Black Americans to boycott them, they would go out of business, wouldn't they? Make it make sense, folks. How you doing, Gary? This generation has a big win. The 2024 presidential election from LA, Cali. Okay. Oh, God, here we go. Right. HBCU nonsense. Exactly, Trenton. Exactly. Here we go.
And so we're asking them to really fix it because we've invested too much as one of the top 5 employers of Black people in the United States. As much money as we spend, they're not doing us a favor. Target is a multi-billion-dollar company. And since we have been in this fight, their stock has gone down by $13 a share. Their valuation has lost $2 billion. And so they realize that at the heartbeat of this is that Black people ever unify around economic justice, America will hold itself accountable.
Now, here's the reality of the now. Target and other major companies, they serve as distribution centers. The real creativity comes behind the creator of the item, the inventor, the one who innovated, the one who brought it to you. They are the distribution hub. So they take their talent and likely their business expertise prior to getting the contract with Target or a major vendor. They take that talent, say, bring me your creativity. They put it on the shelf. They mark it up so that the store, the distributor, makes a profit, right? Now here's...
All right, let me get rid of the commercial. How you doing, Karen? Tell me what your thoughts are, folks. Hit the like button for me. Tell me what your thoughts are in the comment section so far about what Pastor Jamal Bryant is saying. Chubbs, first, that's the hair he can grow on his face. Shave it off and grow a man's beard. Oh my God. Okay.
Sometimes the discussion is this. We don't want our product to be that expensive because the demographic we care about, you're going to outprice them in the market. And then there's a negotiation. So it's not about the distributor not making any money. See, they want to make all the money. They want to make a lot more money. But sometimes those who own the brand, those who own the company for that particular item, they hold to their values.
And there you have it, y'all. You knew when the blackity black preachers came together in the community, they were going to invoke George Floyd as if he was Jesus himself.
Yep.
They want y'all to feel a certain way about George Floyd. Yep. George who? Don't talk about George Floyd, because when you talk about George Floyd, you're going to have to unearth the history of the man. It ain't about the man. If you want to talk about the action, if you want to talk about the circumstance, let's broaden the conversation and we can discuss that all day long. No, they know you're going to be triggered by the name of the man because they have conditioned your mind by advocating for certain things over the pulpit. They have conditioned you to believe that George Floyd is a trigger.
Yep.
No, it is not. The circumstance can be discussed, but the man need to be let go.
That's right.
It ain't working.
Nope.
For people who are thinking people, for people who are not falling for these pulpit pimps.
That's right.
These charlatans in the pulpit who are leading people astray.
That's
well,
right.
If you had your product removed from the shelf, it is not the end of the world. You can recalibrate. You can reconsider. You can re-strategize.
Yep.
If your product is that good, somebody's going to find it.
That's right.
Somebody's going to use it. Somebody is going to patronize your business, but don't get out here telling me how much that the blackity blacks and the Latinos spend on beauty products and all of that. Because you know where the blackity blacks spend their money? For beauty products, right down there with the Asians at the beauty shop in the hood. Where you can get all of those janky products, all those cancer-causing products that you want to put on your face and in your hair that Target don't even carry anyway. So what are we talking about? Seem like some folks just talking to be talking.
Mm-hmm.
Because they know that a certain amount of y'all, a certain percentage of the blackity blacks gonna do what they say, and that's their power. See, once you turn them off, once you stop listening, once you stop doing what they say, they have no power.
Nope.
Because their power certainly don't come from on high, or else they make a different presentation. They be more fair in their analysis instead of always falling on the left side of the political issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they might not want you to march through the street and get hurt corns and hurt bunions and hurt ankles anymore. But they want you to leave Target where they buy in bulk in order to give you a discounted price. They want you to go and spend more money. Well, you ain't gonna have hurt ankles, but you're gonna have hurt pockets following behind these shysters.
Yep.
I hope y'all didn't listen to this foolishness and fast from Target for 40 days. I hope you had better sense than that. I hope you looked out for your family.
That's right.
First of all, I hope you prayed about it when you heard the man of God coming before you, telling you to do something that ain't in the book.
Yep.
Hope you had a little discernment. First of all, I hope you have learned a lesson.
Yep.
Let this be a teachable moment to all of the blackity blacks under the sound of my voice. When people tell you to do things that are not in your best interest.
Right.
When people tell you to do things that are not of God. When people tell you to do things that are not economically sound.
That's right.
I need you to walk away from those people. Don't matter what color they are.
That's right.
How about that? Y'all let me know what you think about this.
Okay, folks, what are your thoughts? Most of you are saying, hey, this guy makes good sense. Ken, I support trade schools. Oh, yeah. Karen said it's called discernment. Facts. Chicago Hood, man, oh man, this brother spitting out pure unadulterated truth. Preach, brother, love him. Yes, he does not pull any punches. He calls it as he sees it. I love it. You can, when you have someone, all they do is speak truth, you can appreciate that. And he feels exactly like we do. This, they keep trying to, harp on this George Floyd, and they're trying to get people. What did I say? Since the election, they're trying to get Black Americans upset in the streets protesting, and they're upset because they're not. Trenton, oh God, why not boycott Asian, Hispanics, etc. in the Black community? Right. So just don't listen to these people. Don't. Exactly, Dorian. How you doing, Aunt Kenny's? And so people, instead of just shutting down, listen, all of us can learn. And I'm telling you, this guy, woo. Yeah, and it's sad. And like I said, there's a will, there's a way. So yes, Target dropped you. Oh my God, no, my life is over. There's nothing I can do. Yes, there is. Where are we, Trent Mary? Okay. So those of you, I have a lot of people here who are new. Hit the like button if you're enjoying this content. Hit the subscribe button as well, folks. And I'll show you why they shouldn't be listening to Jamal Bryant. Again, I did a video on Pastor Jamal Bryant, and he is a charlatan. And let me see. I could play. Wait a minute. Hold on. Let me find this video. Robert interviewing Jamal Bryant is very pathetic. Oh God, yeah. Oh my goodness. Where are we here? I did a video. If you look, I dropped a link earlier. And so let me find this. I will show you. And everyone in his church was oohing and ahhing. And this idiot probably said that Black men, he said this a few months ago, had abandoned Kamala Harris. People can think for themselves. And again, Jamal Bryant. I'm trying to see which one I need to share with you. There's so much on him. Let me show you. He called, now he's a minister, right? A man of God. He called Black Americans that voted for Trump. He called Black MAGA coons. That's not all he's done, but okay. Where are we here? I'm trying to figure out what I'm going to share with you first. All right. Yeah, let me pull this. This is the Gospel Chops again. And I told you he doesn't pull punches. Because he was on Black men hard trying to get them to vote for the Curry Queen. And when they did not, of course, he was upset. Hit that like button for me, folks. I hope that if you're enjoying this content, type a 1 in the comment section. And I enjoy sharing this information with people. The more, the merrier. All right, let me share this with you because people need to know about these charlatans. All right, here we go. All right, how you doing, CJ? How are you? Hit the like button, love. We're glad you're here. Listen to this. This was him chastising black men, saying that they had abandoned the Curry Queen, the woman who doesn't know what race she was. She knows what race she is, but they played that game, and she cosplayed a black woman. It didn't work. All right, listen to this, folks.
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
He who laughs last laughs best.
This is with Catholics. So here is.
I'm just going to go straight to. All right, here we go.
Y'all, Gerald here, creator of Gospel Chops and your host for this YouTube channel, back with another video. Now, y'all, Kamala has really stepped in it this time. And I don't know if she did it on purpose. I don't know if it was just a bad accident. I don't know if she is controlled. I don't know if she let the devil use her. I don't know what happened, but we know for certain and for sure that it has caused a problem. And just like Olivia Pope, someone in her campaign sprung into action to try to squash the scandal because she told someone at her campaign that they were at the wrong rally when they invoked the name of God, y'all. The man said, as she was touting her abortion policies they like to call reproductive rights. But
we all remember that.
Shame on the Republicans for allowing the left to win the war on vocabulary over the last few decades. But we'll get to that in another video. But this man said in the middle of her speech, Christ is King, Jesus is Lord. She looked at that man reactively, y'all, instinctively even, and said, you're at the wrong rally. Oh, you're invoking the name of God here? Nah, you're at the wrong place, bruh. This ain't the Jesus rally. No, we don't believe in that here. We don't follow that here. You can tell by our policies. So the man was escorted out and her crowd cheered, gave her a little roar in the back. And you could see when she heard the cheer of the crowd, she perked up a little bit. She got inspired. She got motivated to go even further into her devilment.
Mm-hmm.
But I just imagine that someone after the rally told her, hey, that was a bad idea because we're trying to get the blackity blacks. We're trying to reel them in, and that's not going to help. That God that you're denigrating is the God they believe in. That God that you're mocking, that's the God they serve. So what are we going to do now? Oh, well, let's show up at a blackity black church with a blackity black preacher who likes to slang his little deacon around, and all will be well. No, we're not going to go over there to Jake's. Now let's go over there to Jamal Bryant, the slick tongue talking Jamal Bryant, and let him talk to the blackity blacks, because last time we had somebody come out, remember Barack Obama last week, he made the brothers so angry. Well, let's get somebody with a little more melanin and a lot less height to talk to these brethren and put them in their place.
Yep.
And this man came out and he scolded the brethren good, y'all. He said, y'all misogynist, y'all sexist. Y'all don't know how to treat women. When black women have treated you in such a way, your mama was black, your aunties is black, your sisters is black. And if you don't support this Indian woman who washes her collard greens in the bathtub.
I still can't get over that. And I've never cooked collard greens in my life. Oh my God.
Now that right there should end it all, y'all. If you black, you shouldn't follow this woman anywhere because you know she's going to lead you off the cliff. If she washing her greens in the bathtub, ain't an ounce of black in this woman. There's your proof. But Jamal Bryant backs her anyway. Why? Because if you follow him and his pathway, the pathway in which he has left so many single mothers, y'all.
Did everyone hear that? For those of you who don't know about Jamal Bryant, Pastor Jamal Bryant and his history, listen to this.
How dare you come and scold black men when your path is littered with a bunch of single black women, single mothers, because of you, mothers that you have walked away from.
Did everyone hear that? Shall I rewind it? So this is Pastor Bryant with thousands of members, and he's going off the cliff. He's taking that crowd with him. This is what I'm playing this because I have a lot of new people who may not necessarily know his, his lifestyle. Whoop. Venus said, not in the bathtub.
That have birthed daughters. Y'all see how these curses can be passed down from generation to generation.
Right.
And this man has the nerve to stand before black men and scold them with the Bible even.
All right, let me get rid of. Tell me what you think. Yes, Kalista. Yes. Aunt Kenny's. Oh, we know his stories. We know them directly from his wife, ex-wife. Yes. All these children that he has. That's why. Yeah. But this is who you're listening to help get you to heaven, to help your spiritual growth. Get out of here. No way.
Something is wrong with brothers who don't know how to support a sister.
Yeah.
Now you heard what the CNN and the Clinton News Network, they said something's wrong with brothers who don't know how to support a sister. Okay. Just listen up, folks.
Full stop.
And Mordecai was man enough to know that in order for me to be a man, I got to know how to support a woman. Something is wrong with brothers who don't know how to support a sister. It was a sister that raised you. It was a sister that taught you how to read. It was a sister that taught you how to bathe yourself.
In the context of the vice president, were you trying to send a message?
That we've got to be able to vote that misogyny is still real in our community. We've got to address it head on and not act like it doesn't exist. The reality is if black men had voted, Stacey Abrams would be a governor. And so I think that
And again, folks, and we know, like we said here on this channel, the couch won. A lot of people voted the couch for this election. A lot of people voted the couch as it relates to Stacey Abrams. So black Americans who aren't willing to vote for anyone, who are trying to who stay home on the couch, that's a problem. I thought we were free. Obviously not. Okay, here we go.
we've got to do some real redress. That after racism, the biggest ill in America is sexism. And I think it's part of the responsibility of this generation to deal with it head on.
Well, y'all, demons tend to flock together. Sometimes they run in packs, which makes sense because when Kamala tried to reach out to the Black male community, what did she offer y'all? Weed? Why she want you high?
Everyone remember that he said this guy's not lying. She offered them weed. Another truth bomb. That tells you what she thinks about you. Go talk to all the Black men in California who were wrongfully locked up. She knew it, but they were part of the prison industrial complex. So basically slave labor. She didn't let them out. She knew that some of these guys were innocent, but now she wants your vote. Get out of here, folks. You can't make this stuff up. Everything I'm saying, you can Google.
Why does she want you out of your right mind? Well, that's interesting because when Jamal Bryant himself tried to do his little outreach campaign to the Black male community, what did he offer y'all? Weed.
I'm looking for people that smell like weeds.
Okay, I paused it so you can read this. Now, Pastor Jamal Bryant said this. I paused it so you could have a long enough time to read it. He's looking to leverage the land owned by his New Birth Baptist Church to grow and sell weed. It will help teach Black boys and men farming. They're growing weed at the church. Where do I join? So you see what this is about, right? You see what they think about you. Okay? Tina says Stacey Abrams may be going to jail. Yes. Conspiracy queen. Because she's World Economic Forum, Bilderberg. Okay. And you're not listening. We need more Black men in the trade unions and need to be trained. He needs so hard to be like Minister. He tried so hard to be like Minister Farrakhan. Okay, Doran. Music therapy, that's not the only woman. How many children does he have outside of his marriage? Karen, so she locked you up for a nickel bag while she smokes and at the same time offering you herb for your vote. Can't make this stuff up.
No, really. New Birth is the largest land-owning Black church in America.
Wow.
And so my position to my deacons is, why aren't we not raising cannabis? I'll be able to bring in Black males. They're able to do it legally. I'm teaching them farming.
Oh my God.
There are 1,000 other crops that you can grow. Why did he choose weed? Someone type it in the comment section. How you doing, Peacetime? Peacetime said, hey fam, blessings to all. When Jamal is talking about supporting the Black woman, he's talking about child support. Just so we know and understand what we're really talking about. Has he paid his child support yet? Peacetime. Talk to me, please. Let me know in the comment section.
I'm helping them to enhance the ecosystem. This is the kind of conversation. So if the guy, Black boy in Bankhead said, they growing weed at the church, where do I join?
Yes.
That tells me, y'all, that he doesn't understand the plight of the average Black man in America, that he would desire you be out of your mind, that he would desire you be off your square. You're not thinking right. You're making bad decisions on top of being uneducated, on top of being angry because no good daddies like him weren't in your life, like he ain't in his daughters. Well, y'all, the Democrat Party has a long history of having roots and ties and handcuffs on the Black church. And it seems to me that with this current push, things are a little different than what they used to be. See, this ain't your great grandmama's Democrat Party where she felt compelled to vote for certain policies that were going to end segregation. Well, that ain't what we're dealing with today. And praise be to God that the difference in the parties have become so clear that if you don't see it, it's only because you don't want to see it. Yep. None so blind as those who refuse to see. She came out with Stevie Wonder the other day for her campaign. I believe Stevie could even see what is going on here.
Oh,
yo, if you want to support Black men, you want to support the Black family, now you got to walk away from this Democrat Party who seems to have roots and hooks in the Black church. Yeah, y'all, the Black church ain't even what it used to be. They wearing they AKA sweaters to church now. You see that in the clip? They're showing off their alpha tattoos, y'all, and their omega brandings. They're throwing up divine 9 signs and catering to the blackity black boule. That's one of the reasons I'm no longer affiliated with the denomination that I was born and raised into.
Yep.
Y'all have fallen away from God and embraced these devilish.
I got you, conspiracy queen. Here's your truth bomb. Here you go, love. Fridge said, Roland reminded us before, voting is only step 1. Living up to it has come. Yes, Fridge. Exactly. That's just the start. Thank you, love.
Policies of this Democrat Party who wants you to unalive your unborn.
And that's pretty much what he had to say about Jamal Bryant. I wanted you to definitely see that. Let me show you one more thing. And then we're going to get out of here. All right. All right, let me show you. And when she went to his church again, there was just a lady who asked a question and kicked her out. And she said, I could understand if she was being, disrespectful or something like that. She asked a question, and those that know, Kamala's in Black sorority, aka Ski Wee. And so all the women in the church, I have the video here. They had on their colors are pink and green. Okay, and a lot of us know that already. And they were there oohing and ahhing over the Curry Queen. This is a TikTok. Someone actually recorded it. Hit the like button for me, please, folks. And they actually removed this woman from the church, and all she did was ask a question. Caesar said he's proven why most Black pastors and churches have lost all credibility over the last 25 years, and that's definitely a truth bomb. Who else is a thorn on his side, Lynn, besides this influence? Oh, there are plenty of people here on YouTube that are exposing him. Right, Ken? Exactly. Here we go. The woman that you see, the man, all she did was ask a question, and they removed her because they didn't want the Curry Queen to be upset. All the lady did was ask a question. They removed her quickly. They treated the Curry Queen like she was royalty.
Yeah, I'm sure that won't make the shade room. The city girl president, aka the queen of the Jezebels, Curry Queen Kamala, went.
Now watch that. You see her walking in. This is the crook, Jamal Bryant, right here. All right, watch how everyone's oohing and ahhing. You see a lot of the women have pink or green on because those are the sororities' colors. Watch this.
Down to Georgia, Lithonia, Georgia, Stonecrest to New Birth, a church headed up by the Boule. I'm talking about Jamal Bryant, who shouldn't even be there. Kamala walked into the church like she was the Queen of England, met with a bunch of praise from the AKAs, the other Boule, as well as people just plain old and stuck. You had a bunch of Black women jumping for joy when Gandhi herself walked in. This woman was literally being worshipped in the so-called house of worship.
Did you hear that? They were worshiping the Curry Queen, but you're in a house of worship. You're supposed to be worshiping God. Oh, yes, Tina. Pink Book lays it out, too. I love Pink Book. Here we go.
This man from the White House, he goes to Esther and says to Esther, who knows, but you were born for such a time as this. I don't know who's here. I know there are thousands of you who are online, but I'm not preaching to y'all for just one moment. Can I just preach to the vice president? Who knew that 60 years ago today, you were born to be president? You were born to lead a nation. You were...
No, sir. You see that? He's not prophesying. He prophesied there. Listen to this guy.
Born to change the trajectory of democracy. Who knows? But you were born for such a time as this.
A woman was in the audience, a member of the church. She wasn't having it. She reportedly said, this is sacrilege. The Holy Spirit is among you. This is sacrilege. And
you see, that's all the woman said because of the way they were worshiping the Curry Queen. She said, this is sacrilege. You see those deacons, they promptly removed her. She didn't use any profanity. She didn't get loud. She didn't get disrespectful. She just said, this is sacrilege to worship this woman in the house of God. You're supposed to be worshiping God. You see it. You see they escorted her out.
Kamala Harris's local security partner, the police, gathered that black woman up, and kicked her out of the church. Kamala was a visitor, and honestly, I wouldn't call this a church service. Basically, it was a political rally where Kamala the cosplaying chameleon was up there calling for souls to the polls.
And that is especially true when it comes to protecting our sacred right to vote and getting souls to the polls.
The same woman that's been stomping for black women to terminate all the black babies for 2 years now, she's the one up there in the pulpit. The woman I named the city girl president whenever she jumped into this race, the queen of Jezebels, launching her campaign using Meg Thee Stallion to turn her campaign rally into Magic City. That was the lady now preaching in the pulpit, being ordained by a false prophet.
Don't forget that. She was just up there with twerking Meg Thee Stallion. Now he has her up in the pulpit. Yes. Callista. Oh, Jink Lynn, we said no, sir, at the same time. Yes. Yes, Callista. I owe you a Coke. Okay, I got you.
Jamal Bryant. And if you know the truth, you know the devil when you see it. Jamal Bryant is just that. Yep. He's the boule devil, and you already know Kamala Harris is a reptilian chameleon. She's a witch. No one liked her just a couple of months ago, but all of a sudden she put a spell on a bunch of people, and they've been crashing out ever since. But yeah, she had that situation in Wisconsin a couple of days before, where she kicked out those two guys for saying Christ is king, Jesus is Lord. She told them they were at the wrong rally.
Christ is king, Jesus is Lord.
And I mean, the room was filled with the Antichrist spirit. A bunch of devils so offended by Jesus is Lord that they started putting hands on those young guys and pushing them. If you see this video right here, that's an older white lady caught on tape pushing one of them. This really ticked off a lot of Catholics, especially in the Midwest. Not to mention, Kamala refused to attend the Al Smith dinner, declining the Catholics there too. She reportedly didn't want to offend her pro-baby termination supporters and LGBT supporters. At least that was the excuse. At this point, though, I don't know what's going on. It's like Kamala is sabotaging herself with the same who gon' check me boo attitude that she had with the Muslims and the Arabs in Michigan. Remember the whole I'm speaking moment? The time she also refused to meet with the Arabs and the Muslims up there? Straight up disrespected those people. And that's why they're not supporting her either. If you missed that video, the link is below. But yeah, it's becoming more and more obvious who Kamala is actually working for.
Kamala, I think it's just time. It's time that you come out and tell people who you truly are. It's time you come out and say, y'all, I work for the devil. I work directly for the devil.
Woo! What do you think about that, folks? Let me get rid of this commercial. I'm waiting. I'm going straight to the comment section. Don't disappoint me. Woo!
He wasn't at the wrong rally. Everyone who acknowledges me publicly here on earth, I will also acknowledge before my Father in heaven. But everyone who denies me here on earth, I will also deny before my Father in heaven.
I don't think that that's right, Jesus is king, and I don't think that we've seen...
Oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. No, I think you meant to go to the smaller one down the street.
Guess what? You're canceled. You know why? Because Jesus is Lord, whether you want to believe he is or not. You know why? Because some things just are what they are. You're not the King of Kings. You're not the Lord of Lords. I don't think politicians really understand where power comes from. Well, it comes from above. And you telling people to get out of your rally at the wrong rally because they said Jesus is Lord, you were probably talking about abortion. God forbid somebody interrupt, kill babies for 5 freaking seconds. I'm going to tell you what, though. I'm going to find you at one of your rallies. I've been meaning to go. I'm going to get all the way up to the front. And I'm going to tell everybody how I invited you, the borders are, down to the border to actually go and see the border.
And y'all still don't take people at face value. got it. I don't understand how people can defend and say, oh, well, she just was saying that because it's not the time or the place for that. Baby, if your faith is your faith and God is your God, he's your God all the time. I don't care if someone interrupts you.
Right.
I don't care if it's not the topic of your discussion at that time. God is God and he is almighty. So if someone says Jesus is Lord, yes, he is. And I'm going to continue talking because Jesus is at the forefront of everything that I do. Stop being blinded.
If you call yourself a Christian and you still vote for this lady, unfollow me, please. What I may lose followers for this, but at this point, I genuinely could care less because when I heard her say this, right? When I heard her say this, oh, you guys are at the wrong rally. I'm surprised she didn't. I'm surprised I didn't hear the witch's cackle that she usually does, right? But when she said, oh, you guys are at the wrong rally, even when a protester yelled that out at a Barack Obama rally, Barack Obama stood there just like this. And he said, he waited a second, but at least even he acknowledged, he said, well, first of all, I agree. Jesus is Lord. I understand that. Even Barack Obama, while being heckled by protesters, was willing to acknowledge that Jesus Christ is who he says he is. This lady said, oh, you must be meant to go to the smaller rally down the street. This woman is anti-Christian.
Yep.
Period.
Yep.
Her policies, at the minimum, are anti-Christian.
Yep.
So Kamala got into all this trouble with the Catholics. That's why she ran down to Georgia to the black Christians.
You run to Atlanta when you need a few dollars. No, you're not a colleague. You're
And you wonder why every church on the block is shutting down left and right. You have a bunch of false prophets running around being propped up. Can't even maintain their own household and their own marriage. But they run around hooping and hollering and breathing heavy, trying to preach to us. Then what do they really stand for? Because they obviously don't stand for God's word. Nope. Jamal Boule Bryant should be ashamed of himself. But he wasn't even ashamed when he was cheating on his wife over and over with members of his church.
Did you hear that? For those of you who don't know who Jamal Bryant is, she just told you some of his shenanigans, cheating on his wife with multiple women in his church. Can I get an amen, please? All right.
Was even accused of allegedly tampering with an underage girl, and nobody held him accountable.
Yeah, supposedly, allegedly, one of the women, girls, was underage. And you know, one thing about the black church, they will sweep that under the rug, and they don't care about the actual young person that was involved. They sweep it under the rug to protect their leader, regardless of how crooked they are.
Oh yeah, it's also not lost on me that all of these people they have endorsing Kamala are very questionable. Lizzo had those cases with those women. Remember? A lot of folks are also connecting Usher to Diddy. And then you have Jamal Bryant. I already told you about him. It's like they have something on all of these people.
All of these people are compromised, folks. All of them. And so they just have to do what they're told to do. Brenda Rollins, I enjoyed this topic today. I learned so much from your channel. Oh, thank you, Brenda. I try to share info. Yes, Bach, that's Jamal Junk Slinger. Exactly. Kalista, did you know about Jamal Bryant prior to joining us today, dear? Restorative justice. Yes, Kalista. And so that's pretty much what I had to share with you. And I hope it was informative. Kalista, for the most part, sometimes they are, but very rarely in the black church, they do not want to sully the name of their minister. And so lots of times it's unfortunate the underage victim just has to deal with it. And that it's sad, Kalista, but it happens more than we would like to think. And you too, Prosperity. Great show. I'm glad I called. Me too. I'm glad you stopped by. Jamal is a pimp, not a preacher. Facts. Exactly. The pastor that got shot at the club last week. Oh, wow, Sergeant. Okay. So let's not forget trade schools Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah, Ken. Vocational schools, most definitely. And now that Trump is deporting a lot of people, there are going to be a lot of jobs in the trades area that are going to open up. So let's get there in line and start taking these jobs. Kalista, you did not know. Okay, Kalista. That link that I just, okay, thank you, Kalista. That link that I just dropped, I did a whole video on Jamal and his extramarital affairs and his children. And yeah, check that link out. But he has thousands of members. Why on earth would anyone with more than 2 brain cells follow that man? You can't help me spiritually if you're not living right. You can't. Right, Bach, for all young men, with Trump deporting all of these illegals, lots of jobs will be opening up in the trades and construction. You have to be there to get them. I'm even telling some of my students to, go into law enforcement so they can go down there and help at the border. Conspiracy Queen. Catholic churches move the yes, they do. Those priests, the Catholics are horrible about that. When they find out that especially a priest did something wrong, nothing was reported, they just move them somewhere else so they can do it again over and over again. Tina, I love this channel, Miss Rowland, and everyone here. Tina, we love you too, dear. You are an integral part of the channel. Laurie, I enjoyed your show today. I'll be here tomorrow. Thank you, Laurie. Yeah, those that don't know, I'm live every Sunday, 4:00 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Now, next Sunday, I will have a guest. If you remember Miss Rhonda Morrison, a retired educator, she will be here giving you the ins and outs. As I told you, I can only say so much because I'm actually still teaching. She's retired. She can tell you the whole unadulterated truth. I have to wait until I'm retired before I can tell you everything. Conspiracy, they pay off victims. Yes, they do. Diana, how are you? If the products are profitable in the Target stores, I can't see why Target is backing out of, yes, Diane, someone said that earlier. So if they're not selling the product or if Target's losing money, why should they be held accountable? Why should they be made to keep that vendor and their products? It's not racism if they're losing money. It's basic economics. The race hustlers and the poverty pimps make everything about race. 4:00 p.m. Bach. 4:00 p.m. I'll be live tomorrow, dear. I enjoyed all of you. Okay. And again, those people, those black vendors who lost their contracts with Target, go see Pastor Jamal Bryant. See if he'll give you some money. He's the one who told Black Americans to stop shopping at Target, and he's so proud that their stock is dropping. Go see him and see how much money he'll give you. He has a lot of money. Let's see how much he gives you. Sergeant said, call Al Sharpton. Yeah. Woo. Yes, Conspiracy Queen. Yes, ma'am. So all of these chameleons, and you've heard me sing several times. One of my favorite songs by Culture Club is Karma Chameleon. Karma, 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 chameleon. You come and go. You come and go. They're all chameleons. They're doing what their Democratic taskmasters tell them to do. These black preachers and these shills, they're all compromised. They do what they're told to do. Al Sharpton too, Ben Crump too, all of these preachers. Good night, Brenda. Thank you, Chubbs. Yeah, hit the like button if you enjoyed this content. Share this with family, friends. Hit the subscribe button. Make sure it is on all notifications. You know I'll be here. I'll be live tomorrow. And make sure you're here. We'll have a good show tomorrow as well. Music therapy, they're all being paid by none other than the Democratic Party. It's all coming out, just like once the Curry Queen lost the election and we found out Roland Martin, Al Sharpton, all these people, they were being paid handsomely. That's why they wound up in all that debt. Okay, everyone, I'll be back tomorrow. Okay, yes. I've been here for a couple of years. Oh, Ken, yeah, thank you. Thank you so much. It's all appreciated, folks. It really is. Yeah, music therapy. When you don't have policies that people believe in or that people support, you have to pay them. Remember, look at all the people, celebrities that Kamala had to pay. Trump didn't have to pay people. He actually had policies that people believed in. Jamal Bryant wants to show black males how to grow weed. This man is crazy. Yes, Robert, a whole pastor with thousands of church members. They should run out of those doors and leave that place. Oh my God. Thank you, Laurie. Thank you, Friedriver from Germany. Yes. And so that's all we have, folks. Just remember, thunder only happens when it's raining. Players only love you when they're playing. You know I have to sing some Fleetwood Mac. Come on now. Oh boy, I love this though, folks. I love everything. The Democrats are imploding. And they just don't know where to go or what to do. And I love it. Anticipation, it's making me wait. I can't wait to see the next Democratic blunder. You know I had to sing some Carly Simon. All right. Weed machine in his church lobby. This is a whole pastor with all of these thousands of people. He's going off the cliff and they're following this loser. Thank you, Ken. I'm trying, dear. I may not have a lot of people here, and I know I don't have thousands and thousands and thousands of subscribers, but I will still try and share the information and get the news out. Thank you for being a patriot as well, Ken. All of you have a good night. You know where I'm going now. Used to be ridden out of town on a rail. Okay, Conspiracy Queen. I remember that one. I'm going straight to the comment section now, and I'll talk to you as long as you're there. Thank you again for spending your very valuable time here at the Rollins Reviews YouTube channel, and I'm coming to talk to you.